Hi everyone. What's up, guys? How are you? We're going to get this lesson started. I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. And I hope you have been watching the previous lessons. I hope you're reviewing regularly. And if you are not already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel because then if you hit the little bell icon, you'll know when new lessons are uploaded and when I go live. So if you want to see the lessons right when they happen, subscribe and click the bell notification. I also go live on Facebook. So if you want to see those, go over to the Facebook page. It's the same name as the YouTube channel. And like the Facebook page and yeah, share with your friends. Okay, so it looks like we have some students in the chat. So awesome. Hello. Hi, everyone. So today we're going to look at 3 English expressions that we can use for like positive things in the future, like things that are, what can I say? What is a good one without giving them away? Useful, talking about usefulness, all right? So we're gonna learn 3 new expressions that have to do with usefulness, okay? So instead of saying, this is useful, that will be useful, it will be advantageous, we're going to learn some new expressions, okay? Are you ready? All right, we have these right here, okay? Let me get a marker. All right, so we have come in handy. Something can come in handy. So if something comes in handy, that means that it will be, it'll turn out to be useful, okay? Maybe you're not sure in what situation or when something will be useful. You can use come in handy, all right? So for example, I have a bunch of old markers, I have not thrown them out yet because I think they might come in handy in the future. So I think these might be useful somehow in the future, so I still have them, okay? Then we have pay off, pay off. Now, this does not mean pay money to someone. No, 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 no. Totally different meaning. So if something pays off, that means that it was very useful, very useful. It had good results, okay? So if I say, if I, for example, I learned French in high school. I'm not very good at French, but I learned some French in high school. When I went to France, knowing a little bit of French paid off. Paid off. It had good results. So because I studied French in high school, way back in high school, when I visited France, it paid off. It was very useful and had a good result that I had studied French before. Okay, we'll get into this one again a little bit later. Then we have the last one, which is the longest one. Be worth one's while. I just put your here, but we could put be worth my while, be worth his while, be worth my while, your while, his while, our while, okay? Anyone's while. So this means that even though there is an activity or an action that requires a little bit of effort, even though it requires a little bit of effort, it will be advantageous or useful or pleasant for someone to do. So, For example, when I was a young girl, I often babysat for my cousins, my little cousins. And my family made it worth my while because they paid me a little bit of money. So I liked staying with my cousins. I liked playing with my cousins. So it was fun. Plus, they paid me money. So it was worth my while to babysit my cousins. So it was worth my time, basically. It was worth my time. Okay? Let's look a little bit deeper into these. Hopefully, they'll become even clearer. All right. Okay, so we have come in handy. Come in handy. It means something turns out to be useful. So I'm keeping these old markers because I think they'll come in handy someday. Or you are watching this lesson, you are learning these new expressions. Hopefully these new expressions will come in handy one day for you, okay? It'll be a good thing that you learned them, okay? Very similar expression is pay off. Pay off means to have good results. So, for example, watching this video might pay off later when you want to talk about useful things, right? It might pay off. Okay? Then we have worth your while, worth one's while. So this is a long explanation. An action or activity will be useful, helpful, or enjoyable, even though it requires some effort. Okay? Let's look at these example sentences, and then I hope you'll be able to more clearly understand how to use them. Okay? So number 1, these new English phrases will come in handy one day. These new English phrases will come in handy one day. So I really believe that. I believe if you learn these expressions, they will come in handy one day. They will be useful one day. Okay? Number 2, if you study hard, it will pay off in the end. If you study hard now, it'll pay off later. It'll pay off in the end. So it will be, you will have good results. If you study now, later you will have good results. It will be useful to have studied. So we can say it will pay off in the end. Okay? Number 3, you'll find it worth your while to review these lessons. You'll find it worth your while to review these lessons. So I have lots of lessons on YouTube and Facebook, and if you review them often, that takes some effort, right? It takes some effort. It'll take time. You have to go back. Maybe you have to write down notes. You have to write down examples, but it will be worth your while to review them. So it will be helpful, it'll be useful, maybe even enjoyable. Okay? Number 4. So I used, this is kind of a long, not a long, but a little bit of a paragraph here. I used each one. So let's look at these, okay? It will be worth your while to keep these books. So for example, if you're talking with your older sibling, if you're talking with a parent, if you're talking with maybe your colleague or something, it will be worth your while to keep these books. So keeping the books requires some effort, right? So maybe you have to store them somewhere. They might take up space. It requires a little bit of effort to keep them. However, that means it will be worth your while to keep these books. So even though it requires some effort, they'll be helpful. They'll be useful later on. Okay? I'm sure they will come in handy later. I'm sure they'll come in handy later. So I'm sure that these books will be useful to you later. Maybe they're not useful right now, but they will turn out to be useful, maybe in the future, okay? Maybe next year. Reading them really paid off for me. So I read these books and I had a very good result because I read those books. So reading them really paid off for me. Okay? Does it make sense? Is it understandable? I'll read these one more time, okay? These new English phrases will come in handy one day. Number 2, if you study hard, it will pay off in the end. Number 3, you'll find it worth your while to review these lessons. And the long one, number 4, it will be worth your while to keep those books. I'm sure they will come in handy later. Reading them really paid off for me. All right, so please, in the comments, I'd like you to try and do your best. Try and write some examples using come in handy, pay off, and worth your while, okay? Come in handy, pay off, worth your while. All right, try and make a sentence for each. So 3 sentences. Can you write 3 sentences? I think you can. All right, so please study these and please review the previous lessons also. And I think that's it for today's lesson. Let me put this down really quick. All right, so thank you so much for joining me today. Yes, I'm posting every single day on YouTube, Monday through Friday on Facebook. So I hope you can watch some other lessons, and I will see you guys tomorrow for a brand new lesson. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Bye.